We bout to blow explosive. We bout to blow explosive. Been making bad decisions. Empty bottles on the floor, yeah. Hella obsessed with winning. I be grinding on the low, yeah. Never losing.
What's going on? What's going on, good people? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Happy September. Happy September. If you're new to the Moochie Matters channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. And of course, if you're feeling this video, go ahead and click like. Go ahead and share it with your friends and family and whoever else you'd like to share it with. I hope you guys are doing all right. You know, there's still a pandemic outside. Still a pandemic outside. As you can see, this video is black and white. So if you watched one of my other videos during lockdown, you know once I make the video black and white, it's about to go down. It's about to go. You know, it's time to get serious. Just bongo. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right out there. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're rocking it. I hope September brings, you know, some new energy to people out there. I hope blessings fall upon you and yours. I hope you work hard, and I hope all your dreams and your goals come true. Take it one day at a time. Be kind to yourself. Again, there's a pandemic all the way outside, so remain vigilant. Be careful out there on the streets. I wouldn't advise the streets, but of course, if you're going to go out there, you know, social distancing or masking or hand sanitizer, and yeah, take care of yourselves, please, and your loved ones. Okay, so in this video, something has been bothering me, right? Or maybe not bothering, not the right word. Something has been, I've been marinating in some thoughts, right? I've been marinating in some thoughts. I have been had recurring thoughts recently. Well, actually, not very recently exactly, but or rather, for a while, on and off. Mostly, I could say maybe for the past 2, maybe 3 years of my life. It's just been a recurring theme of finding a purpose and the thing that you were born to do, and you think you know what that thing is, so you try and go for it, and you know, it comes with a lot of stress, a lot of failures, a lot of successes, a lot of, it's a roller coaster of emotions trying to go after the thing that you think you were born to do. And in that, as that voice gets louder and louder in my mind, I felt like God was sending me people in my life to help me get to where I needed to go, but I kept ignoring those people. You know what I mean? I kept ignoring those signs. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was on the right path. I thought I had it all figured out, but of course I was like, you know, it feels like I was hiding in plain sight, if I can say that. So having these conversations has gone louder and louder over the last few years of my life, with the people around me, with the situations that I've been in. It always felt like I was always being steered or reared a certain way, and at times I wasn't listening. And the more you start to ignore. I remember when I first started this channel, I made a video right at the beginning. Definitely wasn't my first video. It was probably my second video, and I was speaking in that video about how ignoring, how somebody had told me when you ignore God's voice, you know, it gets louder and louder until pretty much it's the only thing that you hear at any given time. And I feel like there's a reason why it gets louder and louder. You know what I mean? There's a reason why it gets louder and louder. And the more you ignore it, I feel like you might start to find yourself missing out on a few things in your life. And I don't know, maybe the voice goes away. I don't know. Maybe if you don't fulfill your purpose, or if you don't start doing the things that you put on this planet to do, things in your life just don't start to connect. Everything starts to fall apart. until you just have that one thing to focus on. You know what I mean? So that's what it felt like it started happening to me. So I wanted to share a bit of a testimony. I don't know, I know all types of people tune into my channel. Not everybody is religious, and I respect everybody's opinions, but I'm going to speak on what I know, what I believe, what I trust in, which is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yes, so I'm Christian. So my purpose has been driven by the voice of God over the last few years. Even though I haven't always been, you know, the most diligent, the most practicing, the most faithful of all time. You know, I've always believed in God, but I've always had like a, you know, a whirlwind relationship, if I can say, with my beliefs and with my. So I speak on that while I say this to you guys, and trying to share the fact that, you know, sometimes in life, especially during this pandemic, of course, a lot of people have lost a lot of things during this pandemic. A lot of people have lost jobs, especially, you know, a source of income, and that can leave you feeling depressed. Maybe it's a job that you even just recently got and you really wanted, and now you've lost it and you're trying to find the next move, and you're like, well, what now? What's gonna happen now? I felt like this is where I was going, things were going great, then all of a sudden, stumbling block, and I've lost so much. With it, some people have lost cars, they've lost houses, a lot. It's been a year of losses. Somebody was saying that we've been mourning for 8 months or something, and that's true. And I feel like personally, like I've been in mourning of losses for like the past 2 or so years of my life. You know, everything just felt like, today what else am I gonna lose? Today what else am I gonna lose? You know, and I speak on that because from the outside, to people looking in, everything always seems like it's dope. You know, they think someone's life is perfect. They think you got it all figured out. You know, you look like you're a certain type of way. People think that you're always happy. And then I went through my own stuff, more especially in 2019, where it was just like a year of losses. You know what I'm saying? You lose somebody that you love. You lose friendships. You lose in relationships. You lose in career. And every day just felt like it was loss after loss after loss after loss. You know, I fell into depression. And I just didn't know what to do anymore. I just didn't have the answers anymore. It just felt as if everywhere I looked, there was losses. And I looked at those losses, because when you look at something that you lost, it has a name. You can attach something to it, so you can always attach blame to it. If it's a failed relationship, the person has a name and a face, and you can attach blame to them. You don't have to attach anything to yourself. If it's a failed career, you can always attach blame and stuff to that. Or a failed job, for example. You know, to say that's the reason why things aren't perfect, because I don't have that. I don't have this person. I don't have that thing. And that feels like the reason why you are where you are is because you lost out on something that you really wanted, or someone that you really wanted, and that becomes the thing that drives you every day crazy about, you know, this is why things are the way they are, because these things that I had aren't there anymore. But then I remember a purpose as the voice gets louder now. You know, why are all these things happening? Why they keep happening? Why are they happening all at the same time? Why are they happening in such a short? Like, what is going on? I can't take all these attacks from all angles while I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in that position, and again, from the outside, for people, everything looks dope. People are like, oh, every time, oh, Sipo, Mr. Funny Guy, every time you enter, even though you're in the midst of heartbreak, in the midst of depression, in the midst of loss, in the midst of mourning, every day, people kind of expect some angle of you, and when I hold that in and not share it with a lot of people, obviously it starts to consume me personally, and that's when the crack starts to show. You know what I mean? So you can only hold things in for so long, or ignore your greater purpose for so long before it starts to, like, you know, really compress you, and you start to feel like, no man, I have no other choice but to deal with myself. I can't be dealing with other people anymore. I have to deal with myself. I have to deal with my wins and my losses, and I have to take responsibility. That's the first step, right? You take responsibility for your own life, and you work from that. So again, I go back to purpose, and the reason why I was really compelled to do this video is because for the past, since Chadwick Boseman passed away, I think it's been 3 nights now, how many, 3 or 4 nights ago. Ever since that day, I've been thinking about it every single day. And every single night I've had a dream that involved Chadwick Boseman. You know, every single night. Now I'm being like very direct with you guys. Every single night since I've learned about the passing of Chadwick, I've had a dream about him every single night. Now, I remember when Chadwick, I like to watch things on YouTube, and usually it's I like to watch commencement speeches from universities. Now, if you don't know what those are, basically it's like at the beginning of the year or during graduation, they'll bring a comedian up to speak to the students, and usually they choose a comedian just like corporates do, just to lighten the mood up and welcome the students. Or if it's graduation, this person is receiving an honorary degree, then they'll give a speech and, you know, pretty much make everybody happy, make everybody laugh. Usually it's comedians. Now, of course, you know, Chadwick received his doctorate from Howard University, which is his alma mater. And he went and gave a speech there. Now, I always used to see that speech next to this every time, you know, YouTube recommends. So I see all the comedians that I'm watching, and if I'm watching a Will Ferrell commencement speech or honorary degree speech, then it'll recommend another comedian and another comedian and another comedian. I always watch those, and Chadwick's always comes up, and I've never clicked on it ever before until sometime during lockdown, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I clicked on it eventually, and then I watched the entire thing. You know, it's lockdown, nothing else to watch. What else am I gonna do? And I listened to him speak on purpose, about his purpose. And I remember that stuck with me so much, because I was like, that felt like the season that I was in, the season of entering my purpose, and the season of actually going after my purpose, not just realizing it, but actually actively waking up every day and trying to live that way and trying to pursue those goals. So every single day, it just felt like, no matter, like, again, I tell you guys this because at every single angle, no matter how much I try to avoid something or avoid certain conversations, they just seem to catch up with me, and eventually I feel like, okay, today I'm on the right path and I'm moving this way, and then it gets louder. You have to work harder, you have to work harder, you have to work harder. You know what you're actually supposed to be doing, the things you're supposed to be doing, with the people you're supposed to be doing them with, or how you're supposed to be contributing to society through the talents that God gave you. So, which is part of the reason why I started the YouTube channel, and trying to get more involved in my own personal life and my own personal career, and really dissect the things that I think that I'm good at, and try a lot of new things as well, you know, because there's a lot of things I wasn't doing because I was like, that's not for me. And then I realized later on that these things actually teach you, even when it doesn't work out, you still, that leads to something else that opens another door for you. So I had to work a lot more harder, a lot more diligently, with a lot more purpose again. And since Chadwick passed, I've had the same recurring dream where I'm in a room with a bunch of people and Chadwick was speaking. And this is gonna sound weird, but every time he's speaking in my voice. So he's saying that same speech almost in Howard, and sometimes it comes in bits and pieces that I can remember. And every single time he's speaking, it's like I'm the only one who realizes that it's weird that Chadwick is speaking, but he's speaking in my voice. Like, he's speaking in my voice. It's me speaking, but it's Chadwick's voice. You know what I'm saying? And I remember because that speech came up again, of course, after his passing. People have been resharing it, and people have been reconnecting with it. And there's always moments like these in our lives where we always like, oh shit, R.I.P. Chadwick, oh no. And of course it's very sad, and I feel like we always do that momentarily, where we're like, oh, R.I.P. and then maybe we read something inspirational that they said or wrote, and we're like, oh yeah, I resonate with that, I see with that, and then we just move forward, but without any purpose. We don't really take that situation in, you don't try and adjust it properly into your life and try to work at it, or try to pray about it, to see how God can guide you closer to your purpose, without any fear. So I feel like what this guy did, man, and it stays with me, that, you know, Chadwick, so that's the past 4 years since we've known him as Black Panther, where he's been this hardworking guy who's always tried to do the right thing and help other people. He's been that way his entire life. So if you go and do a little research, you'll find out that this is a guy who realized his purpose a very long time ago. He was just waiting for those opportunities to keep coming at him. And he waited a long time until he became this world famous actor who probably made one of the most impactful movies in the 21st century. Debatable, but one of, definitely. Its impact, I feel like, will vibrate for generations because of how much it meant. I mean, this guy had us wearing kente cloths to, like, you know, to go to the Kineko. Like, it was that real. You had your moms wearing their traditional outfits to go watch a movie. It was that real. So, and that was across all ages. So that type of impact, when you really stop and think about it, about someone who realized their purpose, and it was able to mean so much to so many people in such a short space of time, especially while suffering this disease. And it's almost like he knew, because if that guy had told us 4 years ago that, listen, I actually have cancer, somehow I feel like there would have been a disconnect. There would have been a disconnect, because then it would have became about his disease, and oh, we feel sorry for him, and oh, shame, and, you know, those type of things. It's like he knew that he had to ignore that almost and not share that part of it, because there was something so much bigger happening. And if you can take something like that and make it even bigger, make it Score. And if you can realize that something is bigger than you, it's not about you anymore, and if you can embrace it and you can speak with it with conviction and stand and say, oh, this is why God put me on this planet. I'm here to do A, B, and C, and I'm going to chase these dreams, and I'm going to do it diligently, and I'm going to do it loudly. Because we do things softly sometimes because we're scared. We're scared people are going to notice us and be like, what are you up to over there in that corner? If you fail, I got you. What are you up to there in that corner? What are you chasing? Oh, you're going to do this in front of the whole. And it's always crazy to me. And I've had such encouraging friends and family. Most of them know what I've been through over the last several months. But something happened to me, especially over the course of like December, where you get to a point where you hit rock bottom and you realize that, okay, from here on out, I have to make a decision. It was that serious. It was like I have to make a decision about the type of life that I'm going to live and how I'm going to move forward. And that helped me start to chase my purpose a little bit. And I'm not scared about it anymore. I'm not scared about the fact that I know God put me on this planet to make people happy and to make people laugh. That is my purpose. That is part of my purpose anyway. I feel like there's other things that I was meant here to do. And I'm going to continue doing those things and chasing those dreams loudly. And I'm going to do it with God on my side. And I'm not going to be scared anymore. And because tomorrow is really not promised. We say that all the time, but especially during this time of COVID, how many people have we lost? We've been in mourning for so long. Every single day somebody we love goes. Every single day somebody we admire passes away, whether they're famous or not, or somebody close to you, or somebody in your community. Every single day there's something that's constantly reminding us tomorrow is not promised. That tomorrow is not promised. So I've been mumbling a lot and I've been trying to say a lot, and again, it's early in the morning and I woke up in prayer today to find the strength to kind of like put this into words and to share as much as I can with you guys. So I'm trying to like go through everything that was happening in my dreams because I dreamt about this entire thing already, and saying it, and it went on forever, and it became a thing as in a series in my head. So I woke up and I started to pray for God to help me remember a lot of these things that have been happening to me in the past like 4 or 5 days, so I can be able to share some of them with you guys. And I remember a year ago somebody said to me, do you know how much, in the midst of everything you can imagine, in the midst of depression, in the midst of heartbreak, in the midst of all the bullshit, in the midst of all the losses and all the mourning, somebody just said, you know what, there's a lot of difference that a year can make. And people tell you these things all the time, and when you're in the mud, you can't hear it, it just feels like noise. But I took all that and I said, okay, I'm going to try, I'm going to try, I'm going to try, I'm going to have hope, I'm going to have faith. And you fall and you fall and you fall and you fall and you give up and you give up and you give up, but you just get up and you keep going. And I know a lot of people out there that are watching this, sometimes I know people, you guys come to my channel and you tell me all the time, I just wanted to disconnect. I wanted to disconnect from everything that's happening in the world. My feels like everything has gone to shit. School is not going down the way it was. Family is not going down the way it should. Family is not going down the way it should. Career is not going down the way it should. And I came to your channel just for a quick laugh, quick disconnect, so I can forget for a second. So again, I'm sorry that today, unfortunately, not too many jokes today, but otherwise, I wanted to say to all of you guys that I'm praying for you, and I hope that you move closer to your purpose. And I hope you realize that even in losses, even when you've lost everything, or you feel like you're all alone and there's nobody else there with you, that you are all you need. And you put God first. You put God first, and I believe that He will eventually come through for you in ways that you have only dreamt about. My life a year ago has completely changed to what it is right now, and I still have a long way to go, and I accept that, and I'm excited for that, because at times it just felt like, what's the point, And I really mean that. So I want you guys to know that I'm actually being quite serious here about that part. But yeah, we hear every day that when something is meant for you, it'll always be for you, as long as you keep working and put God first, that you will eventually get to your mountaintop, as Chadwick had put it. Somebody else shared a story about the fact that so another story that somebody had shared was the whole Oprah story, and the fact that when Oprah started off, she wanted to be a news anchor. So someone shared a story about Oprah, for example, where they said, when Oprah started out, if you guys remember, she was a news anchor, and that's what she thought she wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And the channel, whatever, there was a thing about not wanting to have a black woman, not a black woman who looked like that anyway, in front of the screen. So they removed Oprah from being an anchor, and they made her do interviews. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't afford to fire her at the time. So they made Oprah do interviews. So they were removing her from something that she thought she wanted with all her heart. And they threw her over to the side. And then here she is now, she's doing interviews. And in doing those interviews, she would find her purpose. You know what I mean? In interviewing people, Oprah would find her purpose. But she thought somebody was closing doors for her because they didn't feel like she needed to be on screen, and they let her do all the little interviews. That was part of her purpose. Now people start to interviewing people became her entire career. That's how she built her entire empire. Those skills that she was learning there, she didn't know that later on God was actually preparing her for something much bigger than herself. And that comes from the fact that you give up sometimes, or you feel like everything has gone, and somebody's holding you back from something that you really love, and you can't understand why that thing is gone because you felt like it brought you so much happiness. But then that redirection actually is leading you to something else. There's a voice that's trying to speak to you. I hope you hear that voice. Okay, I hope you hear that voice because it speaks to me every day, and today it asked me to speak to you. So that's today's video. I don't know what you're gonna take away from it. I hope in these tough times that you continue to hold on, stay in prayer. I hope God makes all your dreams come true, but mostly I hope you make it through. And I'm speaking to a lot of people that maybe are going through a lot right now, a lot that you haven't even shared with some people, and you're looking at other people's lives and you're thinking it's greater over there, it's greener over there, it looks brighter over there. And I can tell you that people have their own personal problems. Don't look to anybody's left or right. Focus on your own life and how you can genuinely get out of the situation that you're in by actively chasing your purpose. I hope this video does something for even just one person. I hope they'll hold on to it. If you have any other testimony that you'd like to share, please do share it in the comments. Share your struggles in the comments. It's okay, just say it. We hold it in so much that we feel like we're okay, but just say it. Say what's bothering you. Say what's eating you up. Say what you want. Say what is it that you want? What is your dream? What are you chasing? Say it. What is the thing that you deeply desire? What is the thing that you were denied? Say it, vent, let it out. Let's move forward together. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, please go ahead and subscribe, share it with whoever it is that you want to share it. And yeah, let's keep pushing, man. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just gotta keep going. I promise you. I love you. Moochie for the biz, and I'm out of here.